Hey everyone, this is Nick, and cloud storage is pretty much unavoidable these days. And one of the biggest providers is, of course, Google, a company that is not known for its focus on privacy. Fortunately, Google Drive or any other big tech cloud storage option is the easiest to replace out of the whole ecosystem. So we're gonna look at a bunch of alternatives so you can finally get your files out of big tech's computer. I tried to pick options that are open source or not, affordable or not, self-hostable or not, but of course I can't cover everything. So if you have a preference for cloud storage that you use and that I didn't cover in this video, let everyone know down below in the comments. And let everyone know about this segue to today's sponsor. Thanks to Linode for sponsoring this video. Linode is my favorite solution to run a Linux or gaming server. It's what I use to run my own Nextcloud instance and my own OnlyOffice server. The interface is super easy to use. They are affordable, they have tons of documentation online, and they have one-click deployable servers for a ton of applications or games. For example, Focal Board. If you don't know about it, it's an open source alternative to tools like Trello, Asana, or Notion. It lets you create milestones, keep track of your notes, have a bird's eye view of your projects, and it basically helps you get stuff done. And you can deploy your Focal Board server in one click from your Linode dashboard, something I should probably do to ensure that I keep delivering my videos on time. And to get you started, Linode is giving you $100 of free credit to get your own Linux server or gaming server running. To get access to that, just click the link in the description below. And how could I not start with Nextcloud? Yeah, again, Nextcloud isn't just cloud storage, but it's a very easy way to have complete control over your files and who can access them. Nextcloud can be self-hosted on a home server or Raspberry Pi connected to as much storage as you want, or you can rent a server from any provider like Linode. How convenient! No, but also seriously, that's what I do. Like, I use Nextcloud to store everything in the cloud, and I use Linode to host it. In any case, Nextcloud file storage is pretty powerful. It handles folders, you can favorite files and folders to get back to them easily. You can tag anything you like, you can share anything either with selected people or with a public link, you can even add comments to any file, and it supports versioning as well to restore older versions if you want. Which, thank goodness for that, because as I was writing this very video, I accidentally selected everything and deleted it. So were it not for Nextcloud versioning, I would have had to rewrite basically the whole script. On top of that, you can also mount that storage as webdav in any good file manager. On Linux, with GNOME and KDE, this happens automatically when you configure a Nextcloud account in the online account settings. And of course, you have a desktop client that lets you sync files, either from a Nextcloud folder or even from outside that folder, to make sure that your files are actually where you want them. And there's a mobile app as well that will let you auto-upload all your pictures to the cloud, manage your files, and generally marvel at how amazing it is to host your own server. Nextcloud is open source, it's updated very often, and it can do plenty more than just file storage, including having your own online office suite like OnlyOffice or Collabora for free that's perfectly integrated with the storage and supports collaborative editing of documents. If you want to self-host or at least control where your files are going, I don't think you can do better than Nextcloud. Now, Syncthing isn't exactly cloud storage. It doesn't store files on a cloud server. It just syncs them from one computer to the other in real time, as long as both your devices are turned on. So you set up Syncthing on your laptop and your desktop, and it will send files back and forth as they are modified between both devices, without any intermediary in between. Now, of course, it has a few drawbacks, like not having a copy accessible online from a web browser, no file sharing with others, and it won't download anything to one of your devices if all other devices are turned off. But it also means you don't have to pay anything. No cloud subscription, the app is free of charge and open source, you get all the storage you want because that's your local storage on your computers, and it works over a local network or just over the internet if your devices aren't on the same network. It has clients for every OS, including an official client for Android and an unofficial client for iOS, And even for every single BSD you might think of, free, net, open, Dragonfly, even macOS. Well, can we really count macOS as BSD? If what you need isn't necessarily storage that can be shared with others, but you just want a way to have all your files on all your devices, Syncthing is a great option. If you're already a Proton Mail customer, you might want to take a look at Proton Drive. It's an end-to-end encrypted solution hosted in Switzerland with relatively strong privacy laws that don't really matter since everything is encrypted anyways. It's not like someone could look at what you stored since files are encrypted on your device before being sent to the cloud. It's also open source and it obviously integrates well with the other Proton tools like Mail or Calendar. Even though it's encrypted, you can still share files with others without file size limits, as well as password protect files, define expiration dates for links, and more. Now, of course, you will have to pay, because you only get 1 GB of free storage, but 200 gigs are €3.99 per month, and 500 gigs are €9.99. It's more expensive than Google Drive for sure, but it's only €1 more per month for 200 gigabytes, which should be enough for most people. And if not, seriously, what do you store in your cloud storage? My whole lifetime of photos, videos, and documents only occupies about 60 gigs. Now the price gap widens for the 500 gigs tier because for the same price you get 2 terabytes from Google, but also Google storage isn't encrypted. Proton Drive will probably be a no-brainer for people already using Proton Mail, and for people who want to replace multiple Google tools at the same time, Mail, Calendar, and Drive. Another open source alternative is pCloud. It's French, so you gotta love it. Well, at least I do, because us French hate everything except French things. Actually, that's not true, we also hate French things. pCloud is a suite of tools, but the main one is Drive, which is, you guessed it, cloud storage with some sharing options. It's available for Android, iOS, Linux, macOS, and Windows, and it gives you 5 GB for free, with additional tiers at 50 gigs for €2.99 per month, and 1 TB for €9.98. Still more expensive than Google, but also more private. It also has auto-import features from your phone camera roll to your drive, and can also automatically import certain documents for more than 100 providers, like your bills, your health refunds, your bank statements, and more. If you want them, that's optional. In terms of privacy, they are very clear about what they collect. Only your traffic data from the website. All the files are completely private. They also have other apps that collect some amount of data, like Cozy Banks, that will automatically pull your bank statements in one single place to manage your budget, or Cozy Notes for, well, note-taking, and Cozy Pass for storing passwords, but these are completely optional. And just because they're French doesn't mean you can't use them if you don't live there. Although if you want to call them pCloud, it has to come from the cozy region of France. pCloud is an option I used extensively in the past for all my cloud storage. It's not open source, but it has optional encryption features if you want to make sure that you're the only one that can look at your stuff. They're on the affordable side, with 500 gigs costing you €50 per year, or about €4 per month, and 2 terabytes for €100 a year, or a bit more than €8 per month. They also have lifetime plans that will cost you more once, but without any further payments. But lifetime plans are something I tend to not really trust, because the company could just decide to not honor it or to find a loophole. Ask Filmora users how well their lifetime plans panned out. They didn't, and now they have to repay. pCloud has clients for Linux, Windows, macOS, iOS, Android, and even a command line version if you prefer. It will let you back up your PC to the cloud, sync files and folders between computers from anywhere on your disk, you're not limited to a single folder, and you can share files and folders with anyone. And they also have a password manager now if you're looking for something like that. Of course, they're not open source, so whether you trust them with your data or not is up to you, but I personally used them for 2 years and I had no issue to report. If what you need is massive storage space and you don't want to self-host, then I think Mega is your only option. Their base plans are more expensive than others, at €5 per month for 400 gigs, but they can go up to 16 terabytes for €30 per month, which is a lot of storage for not that much money considering. The 2TB plan is on par with other options at €10 per month. If you can look past the Kim.com origins of this service, which are unsavory at best, you'll be happy to know that this company is now very much transparent. They publish reports about the takedown requests they receive and stuff like that. Mega isn't open source either. They publish some source code for their clients, but it's under a proprietary source license that only lets people review and comment, but not contribute or modify or redistribute. Still, it lets people check for vulnerabilities or backdoors in the clients, but the server part is fully opaque. They have apps for all platforms, including Linux and smartphones, and you can share files with anyone, sync from your computer or phone automatically, and everything is end-to-end encrypted. They also have a chat app, also end-to-end encrypted, and a backup solution. Whether you trust Mega or not is your choice, but it bears its name pretty well. If what you're looking for is millions of megas, then Mega is for you. If you don't really care all that much about privacy or open source, but you still want to ditch big tech, then Zoho is probably your best bet. They have replacements for everything Google does, and a lot more on top of that, and prices are relatively inexpensive. Now, of course, it's more meant for teams because their plans start with 3 users minimum, but even with that, their prices aren't ridiculous. For 1TB, you'll pay $750 per month, and for 3TB, you'll pay $1350, so it's not completely unreasonable. And also, when I say you get everything, you do get everything. File storage, sharing, collaboration, a full Office suite that's absolutely a Google Docs competitor, mobile apps, desktop syncing, with apps for every OS that exists. Well, maybe not Temple OS. Plus file versioning, encryption, and you can even get a free 5GB storage plan if you want to try it out. And that's just file storage and the Office suite. You can also get an email address with a very powerful webmail, you can get a CRM, analytics, a rich note text editor, an equivalent to Google Forms, and more. And if you trust the company, they also say they comply with GDPR. And their privacy policy says they don't share any information with anyone, except with employees that have a real need to access it, like customer support. Honestly, if I didn't have my Nextcloud all set up, I would probably use Zoho, because it's just one workspace for everything. And of course, these are but a selection. There are tons more that are open source or proprietary. Some you probably know about, like Dropbox, some you might not, like C-File. But the selection I picked should cover basically every use case for Google Drive, and every price point people would be willing to pay, with solutions you can self-host and solutions without a cloud server. Because, as they say, the cloud is just someone else's computer, unless it's actually your computer. It's also the cloud if you self-host. My preference currently goes to Nextcloud, because it's really easy to either run a server from a VPS provider like Linode, or to self-host it at home with as much storage as you want. But you get to pick what you prefer. So there is virtually no reason left to keep storing your files on Google's computers or Microsoft's or Apple's. Just pick anything and you'll get a more private and more secure solution. And you'll get more segues to today's sponsor. If you're in the market for a new computer, laptop or desktop and you plan to run Linux on it, stop buying Windows devices and crossing your fingers and hoping that Linux will run on them. Just buy something that supports Linux out of the box, from Tuxedo for example. They're based in Germany, but they ship worldwide, and their range of devices should cover basically every price point and every need. They have small, affordable laptops up to big, giant workstations or gaming laptops. You decide. They're all customizable with your own logo engraved on the lid of your laptop or your own custom keyboard layout, laser etched on the keys of the laptop. And you can open them, repair them, upgrade the SSD, the RAM, you get plenty of customization options for the specs. They basically have something for everyone. So if you're looking for a new computer and you plan to run Linux on it and you want to support Linux's development, click the link in the description below and get yourself something from Tuxedo. They're really good. So, thanks everyone for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't hesitate to like, to subscribe, to turn on notifications, and to write a comment down below. And if you didn't like the video, well, you can also dislike it and tell me why in the comments as well. And if you want to support what I do, there are plenty of links in the description below for merch, for Patreon, for YouTube memberships, for PayPal, super thanks, whatever. You can donate anything you want if you're able to and if you're willing to. I won't annoy you anymore with that. So, thanks for watching, and I guess you'll see me in the next one. Bye!